if that's all right. And if you need to put a little cushion in between your bottom and your heels, then you can, or you can always like open your knees a little bit and put your cushion in between. Or if kneeling's not good for you, then just feel free to come to a cross-legged position. And we'll just do a few gentle rolls of the shoulders as we get here. In one direction, a few little rolls of the wrists and the fingers. Hopefully Sarah can hear me now. Welcome, Sarah. And then when you feel ready, just come to a bit of stillness if you can. We'll just start by laying the hands in the lap, one on top of the other. That symbol for peace. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you breathe out with a sigh, let the eyes close. And just with that first close of the eyes, see if you can drop yourself somewhere inside as we begin to take these steps together, just walking away from all of the outer stuff and into the inner world. So let's take another breath together, breathing in through the nose, nice and slow, just without any tension coming into any single part of the body. And sigh. Feel free to be as loud or as quiet as you need to. Just do that a couple more times, just in your own way. We know that that out breath is really strongly linked to the feeling of letting go, the feeling of surrender, a feeling of an unwind and a release. So just let that out breath now carry away with it whatever you don't need right here and right now. As we use the breaths as well to come into this now moment together. So when you're ready, start to reseal the lips and breathe in and out through the nose. And see if you can almost feel as though the air is passing. It's almost like it's coming in through the mouth, but it's that snoring sound that you lightly make as the air hits the back of the throat. So the nostrils are super relaxed, the throat is relaxed. And with that out breath again, out through the nose, but the whole mouth stays super soft. So we're still journeying inward now, stepping away from whatever the day has brought you. But equally, please feel free to bring with you whatever needs to be worked through this evening. We have a whole hour together. Have the luxury of time, so well done for getting here, for choosing to do this for yourself this evening, as we choose to also support one another through creating this shared space in time, even though we are not physically near one another. So we're going to take a couple of waterfall breaths now. So if you're familiar, then you can just start to follow along. But if you're not sure, you just begin to let the palms face upwards and just take a light bend through the elbows. It's a really lovely way to self-soothe. So on the in-breath, we'll just start to sweep the hands up, just feeling as though the fingertips are flickering through a waterfall that is raining down all four sides of your body, reaching all the way up. And as you breathe out, the fingertips just lightly start to stroke down the sides of the face, or over the top of the head, down through the neck, just wherever they choose to land. And you may feel as though your fingertips are infused with a feeling of softness, an invitation to let go, feeling of peace, whatever you choose for yourself. Just do that 2 more times, take your time. Keep softening the forehead, the eyelids, the mouth, the lips, the cheeks, and the tongue. See if your fingertips can perhaps trace a slightly different path the next time. And the next time the hands start to come down, we'll take the hands one on top of the other onto the high heart in between the throat and the heart. Lovely, everyone. So let's take a nice deep breath in now through the nose, lifting the heart into the hands, letting the eyes start to open, opening the eyes, lifting the heart up. And as you breathe out, interlace the fingers, push the palms forwards through the air, tuck the chin in towards the chest and round through the back. And then next breath in, keeping that interlace, reach up, opening the sides of the waist. Good, and as you breathe out, let the arms just lightly come down and we'll return hands back on top of the heart. Good, so do that one more time, breathing in to lift the heart into the palms, feeling that expansion that happens there in the heart. And on the out breath, chin in towards the chest, tucking down, breathing into the back of the spine. Nice deep breath in to stretch that grip up. Maybe this time you stand up onto the shins and you open a little deeper. And on the out breath, hands coming all the way down, resting onto the high heart. Nice deep breath in through the nose. And as you breathe out, hands coming down to the mat. So we'll come onto all fours now and just start to take a few spirally motions. So any little wiggles, just start to notice how the body's feeling, what needs a little bit of love and care perhaps this evening, what needs your focus and your attention. If it is everything, don't worry, I've got you. We'll get everywhere eventually, hopefully, across the hour. So just have a few little circles in one direction. If you're circling, making sure that you reverse those movements. And then we'll come to a bit of a neutral spine with the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. Just really focus on the points of contact with your mat, really pushing away. Draw the belly in, gazing down between the thumbs, and then as you breathe in through the nose, let the belly go, roll the shoulders down, taking the chin out of the chest, letting the heart draw forwards, letting the chest open, the front of the body start to open. And on the out breath, chin tucks in towards the chest and you draw the tailbone down, really rounding through, chin into the chest, release the back of the neck and just breathe space into the back of the spine. Good, and then just keep that going. Great, as you breathe in, the belly starts to drop down, the shoulders roll down away from the ears and you peel the chest forwards. And on that out breath, chin tucks in towards the chest and really squeeze the belly button in towards the back of the spine. Good, so we'll just take one more nice and slow, shoulders pull down, opening, throat opening, heart opening, collarbones drawing forwards. Out breath to tuck down, chin in towards the chest, spreading through the fingers, pushing away with the palms, doming through the upper back. And then as we come back to that central place, we'll take the hands forwards just about one pace, tuck the toes, and start to lift the hips up into downward facing dog. And then when you get there, just take a few little pedals through the feet, bend the right knee, bend the left knee, sway the hips from side to side, pick up the feet, circle the ankles, give the head a little bit of a shake. Nodding the head yes, shaking it no. Whatever you need to do to start to release a bit of tension in the back, in the neck. Great, let's see how we're doing. Awesome, guys. Perfect. Lovely, lovely. Good, so we'll meet in a little bit of stillness then in our downward facing dog, spreading the fingers and spreading the toes. So just starting to take the feet to about hips width apart, really push the floor away with the hands. And we're just going to take a breath in, and as you breathe in, I really want you to imagine like you're expanding the place between the shoulder blades, the top of the back. So breathing in, feeling that expansion, maybe you start to round a little bit. And on the out breath, push the heels down into the mat, push away with the hands. So two more like that, breathing in, really focusing on expanding the back of the shoulder blades, opening there. And out breath, heels push down, push away with the palms. One more time, so it's super subtle, not probably a lot of movement, really feeling that opening. Out breath, heels push down into the mat. And the next breath in, we'll ripple up and over, landing in the high plank, shoulders directly on top of the wrists. If you need to put the knees down straight away, please do. But if not, see if you can hold it here. Push away with the hands and then tuck the hips underneath you to start squeezing into the belly. Pull the shoulders down. And if you feel like you're sagging, see if you can lift the hips up just a tiny bit. We'll stay for one more breath. And then the knees come down. Untuck the toes. Squeeze the elbows in and back as you take the chest all the way down with control. Good. On the in-breath, draw the shoulders down, lift the chest up. See if you can root down through the hip bones, the tops of the feet, as you, again, draw the chest forwards. And then the chest comes back down to the mat. Push onto hands and knees, tuck the toes, and then hips up, downward facing dog. Good. So, and again, we'll breathe in through the nose, rippling up and over, high plank, shoulders over wrists. Knees coming down. Option this time to look forwards, taking the chin and the chest down. And then you can straighten the legs back as you take that pull back of the hands to lift the chest up. Baby cobra, shoulders away from the ears. From here, pushing up onto the knees, tuck the toes, and re-lift the hips back up, downward facing dog. So just do one or two more of those. Take your time. Good. See how it feels. See if you can connect the breath with the movement as well. So in breath, you go to that high plank. And then breathing out through the nose, you come all the way down to the chest. On the next breath in, you peel the chest open, rolling the shoulders down. And as you breathe out, hips draw up and back into downward facing dog. Excellent. So we're going to start to get into a little bit of a flow together now, guys. So just coming back to downward facing dog. But just before we move, we'll see if we can take a couple more breaths into the upper back. So this time, just keeping both feet where they are. We'll just start with the right hand. See if we can take that right hand to either the outer edge of the left calf or the left ankle and start to take a bit of a twist there. Really breathing into the sensations in the upper back. One more breath, breathing in. And release. Right hand comes back down. Then we'll take the left hand over to the outer edge of the right calf or the right ankle. Looking out underneath that right armpit, breathing into the upper back, and then release, coming back through to both hands pressing down, both feet pressing down. Good, so from here, we'll start to lift up the right leg now. So start by kicking out through that right heel, flexing the right foot. See if you can create a nice long line all the way down the right side of the body, staying for one more breath in through the nose. And as you breathe out, we'll step that right foot forwards to the outer edge of the mat. So see if you can take it outside that right hand. And if you just need to pick it up there and walk it forwards, please feel free. When you get here, take a few little rocks front and back with that back knee lifted. And then let the back knee come down and let the rocks get a little bit larger. So you can take a few little circles with that right knee, using the hand to start to get into the hip. Maybe you come all the way back and then draw all the way forwards. But just keep the whole of the face nice and soft. Good, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. And then eventually we'll land with the chest pulling forwards and the right knee on top of that right ankle. From here we're going to turn the right toes out on a diagonal line, start to flex the right foot and push the outer edge of the right foot down into the mat. From here, right hand comes to the inner edge of the right thigh and just start to encourage that right thigh away. So you'll start to get here into the outer edge of the right thigh, the right hip. And you can wiggle around, you don't have to stay still. You might stay lifted and do a few big circles, or maybe you come down onto the forearms and you keep letting that right thigh roll out. Staying here for a few breaths, just exploring. You might even want to tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. Or maybe you even decide that you reach that right arm back, bend the left knee and catch a hold of that foot. Starting to get into the front of the left hip flexor as well. Great. Lovely, David. So just wherever you are, just send the breath into the outer edge of this hip. Strong breath, keep flexing through that right foot, drawing the right knee out or holding on to the left foot for one more breath. Good, and then we'll start to release. Right hand reaches up and over to the top of the mat. We'll flatten the right foot now and draw it back in. So the right knee is on top of the right ankle. And then start to reach that right arm up for an easy twist. So we're still focusing here as much as you can on breathing space into the upper back. Let's take a breath in through the nose And as you breathe out, start to stretch your right arm back and see if you can pick up your left arm. Good, so we've still got that back knee down for support. Nice deep breath in, and then we'll reverse this twist by taking the right hand down to the left thigh and breathe a little more space into the upper back. Good, one more breath reaching back. And then hands one more down to the front of the mat. Start to tuck the left toes and lift the left knee. Take a little rock front and back. And from here we'll step the left foot forwards and start to make our way down into a squat. So toes out, heels in. Start to sink your hips down. Good, and when you get there, just take a few little sways over to the right side and the left side. And then we'll come back to a central place with the toes out, the heels in. Press the hands together in prayer and then let the thumbs press into the third eye. Close the eyes for a moment. Come back to your center. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, start to push away with the feet and straighten the legs. We're coming all the way up to standing. Keeping the thumbs pressing in. Take a nice deep breath in to really open. And then start to stretch the arms wide. Breathe into that space that you're creating with your breath. And then out breath, hands come back into prayer. Thumbs to third eye, bend the knees. Come all the way back down into your squat. Good, everyone. From here, hands come forwards. We'll make our way back into a high plank. And take a vinyasa from here. So knees landing as you need to. Untucking toes, elbows in, chest down. Slow, steady breath in to lift the chest up. And as you breathe out, pushing away with the hands, tucking the toes, and re-lifting the hips back up into downward facing dog. Yeah! Okay, let's go for the left side. So, actually, before we go for the left side, let's take another one of those twists. So we'll take right hand over to left calf, left ankle. Breathing into the upper back, nice deep breath in. Breathe out to release over to the opposite side. Left hand to right calf, right ankle. Twisting, breathing, opening, stretching. Back to downward facing dog. And then we'll lift that left leg up. So see if you can carve that line there through the air with the left leg with real intention, real focus, sending energy out through that left heel, but pushing away evenly with both of the hands. Staying for one more breath, and then left foot steps forwards to the top of the mat outside that left hand. And we take a few of those little rocks front and back with the right knee lifted. And then let that right knee come down and just continue with your rocks, your circles, your sways. Just whatever you need to do to help yourself to come into your body, come down to ground and come into this moment, really feeling all of the sensations. And then we'll eventually land with the chest drawing forwards, left knee over left ankle, and then turn that left foot out. So you're really trying to find the knife edge of that left foot, flexing the left foot. Left hand to left thigh, and just start to encourage it away. So you can just stay here if that feels good for the hips. Or maybe you start to come down onto the forearms again, drawing the chest forwards, just letting the head go. Maybe you tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, or you might even choose to reach that left arm back, bend the right knee and catch a hold of the foot. If you are going for that, once you've got the foot, you might then want to try coming back down onto that forearm to feel a deeper stretch. Oh yeah. But focus on where you're feeling it. Let the out breath carry away any tension. Staying for one more breath. Great, everyone. And then nice and carefully releasing, hands to the top of the mat. We'll flatten the left foot and take it back into the center line. So left knee on top of left ankle. Start to reach that left arm up, coming into an easy twist. Keep the left knee drawing in, pull the right shoulder down, stretch the left arm up, draw the belly in, and then see if you can, as you reach that left arm back, pick up the right arm. Good, let the palms open, let the shoulders drop down. Great, everyone, nice deep breath in. And on the out breath, the left hand comes down and you reach up with that right arm. If you've got the balance, feel free to lift that back knee off the mat and explore the feelings in the upper back for one more breath before you take the hands all the way now to the top of the mat. Tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, little rock front and back, and then the right foot steps forwards as well. We come back into our nice deep juicy squat. So toes out, heels in, Roll the shoulders down, press the hands together at the heart center, and now we're going to see if we can shoot the arms up. So let the arms start to reach up, palms open. See if we can lift the hips. See if we can smile with love as we do this. See if we can lift a little higher. Yeah, and then push the floor away, come to stand. Good, so really stretch up with those arms now. Feel free to take a little few sways as I'm doing, and then we'll come back to center, and we're going to take a breath in as we draw our arms back to the palms are open. We're focusing on opening the front of the body, opening front side, and out breath. Sweeping those arms forwards, just tucking the chin in a little bit. Do that 2 more times, breathing into open, really feeling the expansion, the lift of the chest. Out breath, arms reaching forwards. 1 more time. If you have tight shoulders like me, you'll really feel this there, but really focus on the breath, lifting the heart. Out breath. And then arms stay lifted, nice deep breath in, stretching up. And then keeping those arms as straight as you can, we'll re-bend the knees, come all the way back down to our squats, holding, feeling good. 1 more breath, yeah. And then hands coming down, making your way back into your high plank, and take vinyasa from there. Great stuff, everyone. See where we're going as you get to speak of you. Oh. Good, everyone's doing great. Awesome, guys, well done. So we'll meet back in downward facing dog, ready to get into a bit of a deeper flow now. So from downward facing dog, start to press down through your left heel and then reach up with your right leg, but this time bend your right knee so you can start to open your hip. You can take a few little rolls around with that right knee if that feels good. Really focus on the sensations through that right side. You might even take that right heel up and over a little bit further to the left glute. Stay for 1 more breath, breathing in. And on the out breath, right knee taps right elbow or tricep, and we hover there. Good, breathe in to reach up, reopen the hip with control. Out breath, right knee to left elbow, underneath the body, feeling a twist. Good, 1 more time, stretch the right toes up. Last time, right knee to nose or forehead, draw the belly in and up. See if you can hold it there. And then we'll lightly step that right foot forward, just as lightly as you can, landing it in between the hands. Fantastic. From here, we're going to drop that left heel down, but the left toes are pointed forwards on a bit of a diagonal line. Shuffle that right foot out a little bit so you can feel your hips are a little bit squarer. Keep bending the right knee, and then we'll lift up the arms coming into warrior 1. So that right knee can be bent, and you're using the whole sole of that left foot, really squeezing through that left butt cheek. Feel free to take the hands to the hips so that you can feel if the hips are square. If you need to shuffle that right foot out a little bit further, then you can. Good. And then we'll take a deep breath in to reach the arms up. As we do this, we'll straighten the right leg, just feeling those arms once more, biceps to ears, leaning back, opening. And on the out breath, tilting the body forwards, keeping the legs straight. Start to drape the body down over that right leg and just let go of the weight of the head when you get there. You can use the fingertips to support you here, reaching forwards, or maybe the hands start to reach back and you take a breath into the upper back, really expanding between the shoulder blades. Staying for 1 more breath. And the in-breath will start to pick us up. So reaching the arms up, really squeezing the biceps to the ears as much as you can, in-breath to lift up. And on the out-breath, we'll bend the right knee and cactus the arms, open the chest. Good, 2 more times like that, breathing in, stretch up. Out-breath, expanding the front of the body, opening the throat. Last time, breathing, stretch up. Out-breath, press the chest forwards, and then hands come all the way down to frame that right foot. Stepping back into plank and vinyasa. Good stuff, everyone. So coming back to that breath. As you move through your vinyasa, finding that nice deep breath in. That's lovely, David. And on the out breath, chin in towards the chest, drawing the hips back up into downward facing dog. Good, so now let's press down through that right heel and lift up the left leg, bending the left knee to open through the hip. Feel free once more to move around with that left knee, just creating some little circles, creating some space there. Good, and then another breath in to lift a little higher. On the out breath, left knee taps left elbow or tricep, and you just hover there. Good, breathe in, stretch it up. Out breath, left knee to right elbow, underneath the body, feeling that twist. Good, breathe in to stretch it up. And then last time, left knee squeezes towards the nose and really push away with the palms round the upper back. From there, lightly step that left foot forwards in between the hands. If you need to shuffle it forwards, no worries, guys. Just do what you need to do. Good. And then we'll drop that right heel down, flatten the right foot to the mat. You can take that left out a little bit if you need to, but keep bending that left knee. As from here, we start to lift up the arms, coming into warrior one. Good. So again, if you need to take the hands to the hips to feel what's happening there, just feeling that they're square or as square as can be, but really use that right foot, squeeze that right butt cheek, and then nice deep breath in to reach the arms up, straightening that left leg, taking the chest back. On the out breath, pressing the hips back as you dive the chest forwards and take the fingertips down to support you, or once more reach the hands back. But let go of the weight of the head, just surrender the weight of the head there. Good, soften the face, soften the forehead. And then begin to push down through both feet. So really feel that grounding sensation and let that strength through the legs start to lift you up. Breathing in to reach all the way up. And then out breath, bend the left knee, cactus the arms, open the chest. 2 more times with your breath. Last time, lifting up. Out breath, chest draws forwards and then hands come all the way down to frame that left foot. Left foot steps back to meet the right foot high plank. And then you take your version of your vinyasa. Maybe the knees are coming down, the elbows draw in as you take the chest down. Slow, steady breath in to peel the chest open. And on the out breath, pushing up onto the knees, tucking the toes, hips up, downward facing dog. Well done. So we're going to go through that again, then we're going to add a little bit on to the end. So we'll just pick up the pace a little bit now, because why not? Good. So we'll lift up that right leg. Nice deep breath in to lift the right leg up. Bend the right knee open through the hip. And on the out breath, straight away the right foot steps forwards in between the hands at the top of the mat. Dropping that left heel down, left foot flat to the mat. As you breathe in, lift the arms up. Coming into warrior one, opening the chest, reaching the chest back. And on the out breath, tilt the chest forwards as you straighten that right leg, folding all the way down. So as you get down, that option this time, if you want to interlace the hands at the small of the back and take a deep breath into the upper back. But then whatever you're doing with the arms, start to breathe in, push away with the feet, lift yourself up. And then if you've got that interlace, just release that grip, arms stretch up. Out breath, bend the elbows, open the chest. One more time, breathe in, stretch up. Out breath, bend the elbows, open the chest. And as you lift up this time, we're going to find our way into warrior two. So dropping that left heel down, turning the outer edge of that left foot out so it's parallel to the short edge of your mat, bending the right knee, drawing the shoulders down. Really stretch the arms away from one another with intensity. Good, right thigh parallel, draw the belly in. So we're going to start to move now. So we're going to take a breath in, just gazing over the middle finger of that right hand. And as we breathe out, taking the hands into prayer, start to bend the left knee and just take the chest down, coming onto that right heel. Good, so breathing in, we'll push the hands away, drawing the chest forwards. And out breath, either hands coming into prayer or maybe the hands come onto the high heart. And you just feel yourself there. So we'll do that 3 more times, just in your own way. You can feel as though you're pushing through, drawing yourself forwards and expanding as you draw forwards and journeying back inwards as you come back into this little squat towards the back of your mat. But really move if you can, with control, focusing just on yourself. Well done, everyone. So the last time we come into this little squat at the back of the mat, we'll just land here with either the hands onto the heart or maybe that left hand can come down and you start to reach up with that right arm. Let's stay here for 1 more breath. And then to release, we'll come back into warrior two, but flip that right palm And reach up and back, reverse warrior. Nice deep breath into the right side, really expanding the ribs before we take the right fingertips down to the inside of that right foot and reach the left arm up or overhead. So see if you can create that nice long line down the left side of the body. Press the chest back and draw the shoulders down. Press the head back as well. Draw the belly in. Lovely, guys. Maybe that left hand comes to the lower back. Perhaps even take that right hand now underneath the right thigh and start to go for the bind. Okay, let's see where we're at. Let's see where we're at. Okay, so if we've got the bind, why not? Let's see where we can go with this. So if we've got the bind, we'll start to put the weight through that right foot and just look at the right foot as you step the left foot to the top of the mat next to the right foot. Once you've got the feet next to each other, weight goes into the left foot and then maybe start to pick up that right foot. And you try not to headbutt through a pane of glass. And you really work through that left side, eventually lifting the chest up and then maybe straightening out that right leg. Yeah. And then wherever you are, just release, taking the feet down. We'll come into a little bit of a forward fold at the top of the mats. Just let the neck go, let the arms relax. Take a little sway over to the right. Breathe into the lower back, breathe into the upper back. Good. And then next breath in, well done. We'll come to a flat back, fingertips to the mat, draw the crown of the head forwards, pull the belly in before you release by bending the knees, pressing the hands down, stepping back into plank. And vinyasa. Well done, we're nearly there. So we've got the last little bit of flow to go on the left side. Doing so well, everybody. Buster is doing awesome. He's so good at yoga. So is Bongo. What other animals do we have? I can't see anymore. Anyway, let's do the left side. So let's breathe in, lifting up that left leg. And on the out breath, we'll step the left foot forwards, in between the hands at the top of the mat. Drop down through that right heel, so left knee is bending. And then on the in breath, we'll lift up the arms, coming through our warrior one, straightening that left leg, arching back. Out breath, chest draws forwards, hips press back, and you fold all the way down. But maybe you sweep the hands behind you and start to interlace the fingers, breathing space into the upper back and the shoulders. So the next breath in you take, push away with the feet, start to raise yourself up, stretching the arms up as you open. Out breath, bend the left knee, open the palms, open the throat. Slow, steady breath in to stretch up. Out breath to spread wide across the collarbones. And then as you reach up this time, we'll open into warrior two. Right heel drops down, shuffle that left foot over so the left heel lines up with the arch of the right foot. And then squeeze the bum so the hips can start to open. And see if you can take the spine so it's nice and straight. So head, shoulders, knees and toes. That was you, Emily. Looking out over the middle finger of that left hand. Nice deep breath in, shoulders down. And on the out breath, hands coming into prayer, bending that right knee, sinking the hips down, flexing the left foot. Good, breathe in to expand forwards, pushing the palms away. And then out breath, either hands in prayer or something else that feels soothing to you. Good, just 2 or 3 more of these, depending on how you're feeling. Take your time, drawing that focus inwards, from that inward focus to then expand back out. And then we'll land in this little squat towards the back of the mat. Right fingertips maybe coming down, left fingertips reaching up, breathing into the upper back, breathing into the hips. One more breath before we release, coming back into warrior two to immediately flip that left palm and stretch up and back, reverse warrior. Good, letting the gaze go up to the middle finger of the left hand if you can. Just letting the eyes be still for a moment. And then releasing left fingertips down towards the inner edge of that left foot. Right arm reaching up, or right arm reaching overhead. Think biceps here if you can. And really work to keep that left knee on top of the left ankle. Keep rooting down through the outer edge of the right foot. So if you want to go for the half bind, right hand comes behind. Or even maybe that left hand comes under and you catch the fingertips. Okay, team, let's do it. So looking at that left foot, if you've got the bind, start to creep the right foot forwards. Don't worry if you go into a forward roll. Using that right foot, pushing away with the right foot, and eventually picking up the left toes, coming to stand. Maybe even straightening that left leg, or just working wherever you are. Just doing your best. No worries. For one more breath. And then we'll release both feet to the top of the mat and just let the body hang down. Let the neck go. Let the knees soften. Let the arms just relax. Take some breaths there into the lower back, into the middle back, into the upper back. And the next breath that we'll take, we'll find a flat back, but this time the arms draw back, palms facing down. Draw the shoulders down, squeeze the belly in, reach the crown of the head forwards. One more breath, lift up. And then breathe out to release. Bend the knees, press the hands down, step back into plank. And vinyasa, or you can go straight to downward facing dog. Coming back to your breath. Coming back to your focus. Good. So we'll see if we can meet in downward facing dog and just take one more of those little twists. So right hand comes to left thigh, left calf, looking onto the left armpit, breathing into the upper back, and then switching it up, other side. And then carefully just let the knees come down to the mat and grab a drink of water. Well done, everybody. All doing really great, guys. Well done. So we'll have a drink of water. And then just your choice of rest. So either come to sit back on the heels with the hands in the lap, one on top of the other if that feels nice. Position for peace. Or feel free to come down into your child's pose. When you get there, close the eyes. And just come back now. Come back into that inner world, your inner world. And just notice how you feel. I really cannot tell you anything here. This is all you. You are completely in your own energy, in your own space, and we are very much together, but you have the beauty now of just literally witnessing what you've created, how you feel. Just take some moments here to notice, to bear witness to yourself. Softening the forehead, softening the eyelids, letting go of any tension in the mouth, releasing the tongue, releasing the throat. Stay here for one more sweet breath in. And sigh. Just let the eyes open now, just gently, carefully. And we'll start to make our way back onto all fours. We're going to come into our heart to earth pose now. So we'll come to hands and knees. If you know what you're doing, please feel free. Don't feel like you have to wait for me. If you're not sure, then we come to hands and knees. And the shins can come as wide as you like to, but the hips stay on top of the knees. Then we take the hands down to the mat, hands nice and wide to start. And then looking forward, start to walk the hands forwards so that either the chin can come forwards or the forehead can rest down onto the mat. If you've got a little cushion from your sofa, that can always come in handy to take it underneath the forehead if you need to. But we're just going to send the breath into wherever we feel this. So it might be the upper back, the armpit chest, the chest itself. See if you can draw the belly in and up and focus on that expansion in the back of the heart and the front of the heart. So knowing that the back of the heart is where we receive all of the good stuff, and the front is where we give. So you may know maybe what you do more of. So maybe just focus on the other side opening. What do you not do so well? Probably, I know all of you very well, so I know what that will be. So we'll take some breaths there into wherever you feel that you need to. One more breath. And then to release, we'll start to look forwards and just begin to peel the chest forwards onto the forearms. And as you do this, just let the hips come down to the mat, come into our Sphinx pose. The shoulders on tops of the elbows, forearms pressing down, feet nice and wide, squeezing the bottom, taking the breath in to lightly draw the forearms back, opening the chest, shoulders down. And now as we breathe out, we're going to tuck the chin towards the chest and just really see if you can squeeze the belly button in towards the back of the spine, letting go of the neck. So the hips might start to lift off the mat here. So 2 more like that, breathing in, squeezing the bottom, rolling the shoulders down, chest open. Out breath, chin tucks, push away with the forearms, release the back of the neck. One more time, really keep squeezing down through the tops of the feet, shoulders down, collarbones open. Out breath, chin tucked. And as you tuck your chin last time, tuck the toes as well, and then lift the knees and the thighs off the mat. So we're coming into a forearm plank. Our favourite thing ever to do on a Monday night, forearm plank. Oh yeah. So push away with the forearms, and then we're going to interlace the fingers. So we're creating a little bit of a triangular shape now with the forearms. Start to walk the feet forward. So we're coming into our dolphin pose. So just keep pushing away with those forearms, bringing the toes as far in as you can. Knees can be bending as much as you need to. Let go of the weight of the head, draw the belly in. Staying there for one more breath in. Good, and to let go, just let the knees bend, let the knees come down. Let your arms reach towards your toes, palms facing up, and just let the forehead relax down onto the mat. Coming into a little ball. Good, breathe into the upper back, breathe into the shoulders. And then take your time to round all the way up. Using the hands to support you. As you come up, we'll take the hands behind us, push down through the palms, and just lift the chest up. Maybe the hips even come off the heels. Just feel that stretch across the chest. Good, before you let the knees come all the way down to the mat. And just rest for a moment, hands back in the lap or hands in prayer at the heart center. Close the eyes. Nice deep breath in. And letting go. Good, so we're just going to start to wind it down now. I'm going to start to wind my neck in. We'll just come back to this place of stillness, with the hands now in prayer and the eyes closed, just kneeling somewhere in your space. Just let the eyelids soften. And we're going to come back to that feeling of just feeling our own energy and feeling as though you are part of everything that is around you, which of course you are. So just as you breathe in, you can start to open your arms, so palms are open. And on the in-breath, just start to reach the arms out and up. Really opening yourself up to all possibility here. Taking as long as you need to. And on the out breath, hands lightly straight down. And you feel the cascades of all that you choose to bring back down for you and everyone else that stands on the earth with you. Just really tenderly for yourself and all those around you. Let's just do this a few more times. Just take your time. whole of the face stays so, so soft, the eyelids especially, the forehead especially. And then when those cycles are complete for you, take the hands back onto the high heart like we started class, one hand in the other. Just let the head go for a moment. Giving thanks for this moment. Sending that love, that honour and that respect in. And then as you breathe in and just lift the chest up, you send that outwards as far as you can, as far as you choose. And then let the eyes open. Great, well done everyone. So we're going to come to lie down now. So we'll just shift ourselves onto our bottoms. You need to put any extra layers on, now is the time to put some extra layers on. If you need to have a drink of water, please do. I'm going to come a little closer. So coming to lie down on your back, however you choose. If you like to go with a nice slow controlled roll, then you can, or if you like to go with a wallop, that's also a good way. As long as you're not laying on concrete, then don't do that. So come to lay down on your backs, and when you get there, just take a nice full body stretch, stretching out the arms, stretching out the legs, and then we'll hug the knees in towards the belly. Give them a squeeze in and see if you can take a really nice tight hug. So both knees coming in, draw the knees down in towards the chest, and then at the same time roll the lower back down, roll the shoulders down as well, and just take some deep belly breaths here, just letting those breaths in the belly massage the digestive system as the belly presses onto the thighs and the thighs press onto the belly. Also the lower back, you might be gently rocking from right to left here if that feels comforting and soothing to you. And then we'll start to make our way into happy baby by sliding the hands down towards the feet, bending the knees and hooking the elbows inside the knees to draw the knees out and down. So if happy baby is tricky for you, then you can always, with that, instead of reaching for the feet, just let the head relax, bend the knees, and just either hold the backs of the thighs so the knees still start to come down in towards the shoulders and the armpits, or maybe you just reach up for the backs of the calves. That also feels pretty nice. So just wherever you are with that, again, you might be still gently rocking from right to left, breathing into the hips, breathing into the upper back. Good, and if you want to try that turbo happy baby, I don't actually know what the name for it is, but you can start to draw your chest up and imagine that you're trying to draw your heels down behind your head. So you're really pulling the chest up. Let's see. Great. Well done. And then just carefully let that left leg completely relax down, but we'll just bend the right knee now. Well done, guys, into the right shoulder. Interlace 10 fingers on top of that right knee, and then squeeze the right knee out, down, and then back in towards the shoulder on the right side, just avoiding the rib cage. Tuck the elbows in, draw the shoulders down, and just let that left leg relax. We'll take a breath in, and as you breathe out, can you pull a little tighter here? Really feel that compression in the hip. Good, one more breath in, and on the out breath, use that left hand to draw the right leg across the body, making our way into a twist. So you can just let that right arm release out to the right side, right palm open, letting the head also perhaps roll over to the right side. And maybe you've got the space to even straighten out through that right leg, kicking out through the right heel. Just letting go of any tension through the forehead and the eyes, the mouth, the lips, wherever you feel that to be. Just invite a feeling of softness there. Staying this side for one more breath. And then nice and carefully we'll release, coming back through center. Right knee hugs in, let the left knee join it if that feels good. And then right leg relaxes, left knee stays squeezing in, and you work that interlace grip. See if you can just then place the other thumb at the front of the grip. So you work that less dominant grip. And you squeeze, avoiding the left ribs, drawing into the left shoulder. Hugging the elbows in, softening the shoulders down. Let's take a breath in, and on the out breath, just create a little more pressure through that left hip if you can. Good, one more breath in through the nose, and this time on the out breath, draw the left leg across the body, coming into a twist. Left arm reaches out to the left, left palm open, shoulders down. Oh, David's got a little friend too. Oh, how sweet. That's lovely. Great, everyone. So we'll stay here for one more breath. And then passing back through center, giving them both knees again, another tight squeeze in towards the belly. Any little wiggles and shakes that you like to do, any little shakes of the ankles or little rubs of the legs. And then just before we come into final relaxation, we'll let the feet touch down to the mat, bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees open out nice and wide, and just mirror that shape of the legs with the arms, or allow the hands to rest on the heart or the lower belly, just whatever feels best for you. Close the eyes. And we'll just start to settle right down now. So just see here if you can let go of any tension through the inner thighs, the hips, so that you can let those hips release a little more. Soften through the ankles and the toes. Just breathe into the belly. Breathe into the heart. Breathing in now, a feeling of love and gratitude for yourself. And as you breathe out, you send that out, that love, that gratitude, really sending it out into the world. Just doing that there 1 or 2 more times. And then take your time to let the hands come down to the knees, draw the knees in towards one another, and then lengthening the arms, lengthening the legs. We'll come into final relaxation. So just do feel so free now. If you want to switch off and leave us here, that's really fine. Or if not, we've got 5 minutes, 6 minutes actually, to just relax and start letting go together. So let's close the eyes if you haven't already. Take a nice deep breath in all the way to the crown. And let go. Drop the shoulders. Let go of the arms. And again, breathe in through the nose, filling all the way up. And again, sigh. Dropping down through the hips, both of the legs, the ankles and the toes. And we'll just do that one more time. The sweetest breath. Breath filled with light, filling all the way up. And this time that out breath brings a feeling of complete surrender and softening down through the front of the face, the back of the head, over the left ear and the right ear, across the throat and around the neck, and all the way down all 4 sides of the torso. And you just start to make contact now with that feeling of complete surrender and complete letting go, which is exactly what you deserve right in this moment, right here and right now. So as you begin now to let go a little deeper, just know without any question that you are completely supported, that you are completely safe, that you are watched over, and that there is absolutely nothing else that you need to do right here, right now, other than choose rest, choose the pause as you take these moments here to completely relax. I will watch over each and every one of you and let you know when it is time to come back. So just now start to let that next breath that you take bring you back really gently just to the very edge of you. Please feel free to stay exactly as you are, or if you want to start coming back to close the practice with me, then you might just take the hands on top of the body somewhere and just take some moments here to just notice how you feel. And as you notice how you feel, remember, as always, that this is something you have gifted yourself. This is your own creation. You start to send that gratitude streaming in. And then just take your time to bring some movement back really gently, really softly, really tenderly, without any feeling that there's any rush, because there really, really isn't. Keeping the eyes closed for as long as you like to. Eventually giving the knees a bit of a hug in and then rolling over to land on one of your shoulders, just resting there in this position that is oh so strangely familiar to us human beings. And then we'll take our time to find our way to any final seat. Just keeping the eyes bowed or closed, staying in your own personal sanctuary, but coming back to the arms of the group. Let's take one final breath together. So as we breathe in, we'll reach the arms up. As we reach up, come back to that feeling of the wonderful way in which we are so connected to one another, to all that lies above and beyond us. And then hands coming down to rest in prayer at the heart center, just bowing the head down once more, sending inward that love, that respect, that gratitude. And then finally, hands coming down onto the earth, and you just let go of the head, and you just surrender the weight of the body down now, fully if you can, into that ever-present, far-reaching, always there embrace of the earth below. And then just taking your time whenever you feel ready to come back to the group. As always, whether it is in